Good afternoon and welcome to the 2021 Four-County Annual Meeting. Thank you for joining us today. Unfortunately, months ago, we had to make the decision of the format for today's meeting, and I look forward to next year when we can all be in person. As you recall, we usually have 500 to 1,000 people. That was really too much to make the call on a couple of months ago. We feel confident we can go back there next year, gather together, and have some Mississippi homegrown farm-raised catfish. At this time, I would like to ask your board member, Mr. Mike Banks, to come up and lead us in an invocation.
Thank you, Brian. If you will bow with me at this time. Our Father in heaven, we once again are gathered to conduct the business of Four County and conduct this annual meeting according to your will. And we would like you to bless this meeting, bless us with your presence at this meeting, bless this nation, and bless our owner members. Lead, guide, and direct us in all that we do for Four County and our members. In Jesus' name we ask, amen.
Thank you, Mr. Mike. If you will, join us for the national anthem and the Pledge of Allegiance. If you will, join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. At this time, I would like to introduce to you your board of directors. Mr. Johnny Johnson, District 1, Lowndes County. Mr. Kenny Seitz, District 2, Oktibbeha. Mr. Bruff Sanders, District 3, Clay and Monroe Counties. Mr. Mike Banks, District 4, Noxubee County. Mr. Marty Crowdy, District 5, Choctaw and Winston. Mr. Jay Gilliland, District 6, Webster and Chickasaw. Mr. Bill Bell, District 7, the at-large position. It's sad, but most years between annual meetings, we typically lose either members of the four-county family or the extended family. And this year has been no different. Since our last annual meeting, we lost 3 members of our extended family, and we would like to take a moment to honor them. Mr. George Bailey, who has served on the Credentials and Elections Committee, passed away in March. Mr. Smokey Oswalt, who retired years ago, who was the district manager in Ackerman, also passed away in March. And a former lineman, Mr. Gary Miller, who left us in 1980, passed away in December. Let's take a moment of silence to honor these men. Thank you. At this time, I would like to introduce your board president, retired National Guard veteran, retired former school principal, Mr. Johnny Johnson.
Thank you, Brian. Good afternoon and greetings to all of our stakeholders, especially our members owners, our excellent management staff, and all the best of the best employees. Today gives me great pleasure to give the 2021 board report. More than 8 decades ago, when the rural areas of Mississippi couldn't get electricity, local folks banded together to solve the problem. Rural electric cooperatives like Polk County were born, owned by the people they serve, staffed with hometown employees. Polk County and our sister co-ops became important parts of our communities. With the rural cooperative came power and great change. Difficult manual labor was transformed through the use of electric power machines. Families had bright electric lights under which they could read the newspaper, do homework, or keep the family's account. Rural life became better, and living outside the city became more of an option. Many things may have changed since Polk County was formed. The way we live, learn, communicate, and work have all become very different. As we have seen, all of these things can be done in non-traditional ways. They can also be done in non-typical places. But to do that, all of these requires one thing: a reliable, affordable connection to the internet. If that sounds unfamiliar to you, it did to us too at Polk County as well. So we roll up our sleeves and start doing the hard work of figuring out how we might be able to help. With the support of our membership and with a true sense of purpose, we developed a plan to bring access fiber broadband to each of our members. Now, in less than a year, we have built an internet company from scratch. We have hung more than 750 miles of fiber and connected over 700 customers in some of the most rural and underserved parts of our service territory. We have also taken advantage of more than $40 million in grants to lessen this tremendous cost of this project. Our goal is to bring access to our entire membership by 2024. For those of you who live in areas that are scheduled for later in the plan, please be patient with us. We understand that it's hard to see others get broadband before you do. But as with any project, there's a beginning, a middle, and an end. In some areas are first, and some are at the end. But your board and staff here at Polk County are committed to finishing this important project as quickly, efficiently, and cost-effectively as we can. Polk County mission is to improve the life of those we serve. For nearly a century now, we have excelled at bringing reliable, affordable power to our members. We have also spent those years supporting the people and communities we serve. Now, 82 years after making history by providing power, we are making history again. By providing affordable, reliable internet to our members, we are ensuring that our schools will be able to teach their students, and our members will be able to do work for companies all across this world. We are helping set the stage for future generations to be able to live, work, and succeed in prairie, Prairie Point, Artesia, Phoebe, New Hope, Akron, and all other neighborhoods and towns that we serve. Over the last 82 years, we have witnessed many life-changing events because of rural cooperatives and electricity. Such things as television, electric stove, microwave ovens, vacuum cleaners, printers, smartphones, flash drive, digital cameras, videotapes, commercial planes, men on the moon, and yes, even the electric car. It is our chance here at Polk County once again to bring power and great changes through broadband to the communities that we serve. Thank you, and I will be followed by Director Marty Crowder.
At this time, I will report on your cooperative's financial status as of December 31st, 2020. The income statement for the calendar year 2020 and the balance sheets for calendar years ending in 2020 and 2019 are printed in the annual report you received for today's meeting. As you can see in the balance sheet for calendar year ending 2020, Polk County's total assets were valued at $265.0 million. Also, your equity or ownership in the system was valued at $135.5 million. This represents a slightly over 51% ownership by you, our members, in the assets of the cooperative. In an effort to provide excellent reliability and service, we've invested $18 million in the utility plant over the last 2 years. This includes investments in new overhead lines, pole replacements, new underground lines, and new substations. We strive to always be good stewards of our members' money. The board of directors, the management's, and each department's goal has and always will be to maintain strong, reliable customer service. I am pleased to report that Polk County is financially sound and meets all of our financial covenants. Our financial records were audited on a fiscal year basis, and a copy of the audit, which was performed by the CPA firm of Watkins, Ward, and Stafford for fiscal year 2020, is available for review by the membership at our office. Thank you for being here today.
Thank you, Mr. Johnny. Thank you, Mr. Marty. Good job. As CEO General Manager of Polk County Electric Power Association, I am very proud and continue to be blessed to represent both the Polk County membership and the employees in this capacity. I am very proud of our cooperative, and you should be too. I hope that you see that the level of service that you receive from us continues to be excellent. The last year and a half have been trying times for all of us. However, even in the face of adversity, we find reasons to continue to be optimistic, especially here in the footprint of Polk County Electric Power Association. We continue to look for solutions to problems and to improve the quality of life of everybody that we touch. Mr. Johnson has already talked about the history-making broadband project, but what better year than this year to show that there's a need for broadband? We here at Polk County Fastnet, Polk County Electric Power Association, are answering that call. We believe that we can serve every member in our footprint that would like to take the service of broadband in less than the next 3 years. This time last year, we were navigating through the decision-making process of whether to or whether to not get into broadband. Yet here we are, a year later. I'm so proud to say that just in a year, we've created a wholly owned subsidiary, and as Mr. Johnson has stated, we've built right at 800 miles of line. We've officially hooked up over 700 customers with many, many more miles and customers to go. But hang on, we're coming. FastNet broadband services, powered by 4 County Electric, will allow our members to live wherever they want to and be able to learn from anything across the world. We see a reality where you can stay on the farm, work on the farm, live in the country, but have the same quality of life and the same good jobs as anybody else could in any large metropolitan area. Also at 4 County, we have multiple economic development projects looking to move into our area. Our area is highly regarded for future industrial, manufacturing, and commercial growth. One big factor the economic developers will tell you that is needed to land these industries is good electricity and quality of life. We believe at 4 County we offer both of those needs. We build the infrastructure and with the Tennessee Valley Authority provide the power, and we have plenty of it. With 4 County FastNet, we've met our mission to improve the quality of life of all those that we touch. We also continue to improve the communities in areas of education, health, human services, and catastrophic intervention. One such way that we do this is through the 4 County Foundation. Now, in the words of a retired executive assistant to the CEO, Miss Emily Bratton, the 4 County Foundation is pocket changes that changes lives. And I would like to introduce you to the 4 County Foundation Board of Directors. On your screen, you will see Miss Kathy Howell, who represents Lowndes County, Mr. Russell Dodds, who represents Oktibbeha County, Mrs. Gail Griggs, who represents Clay and Monroe counties, Mrs. Gwen Cotton, who represents Noxubee County, Mrs. Deanie Graves, who represents Choctaw and Winston counties, Mrs. Sue Cooper, who represents Chickasaw and Webster counties, and Mr. Columbus Jones, who represents the districts at large. If you see them, thank them for their service. They really do a yeoman's job of vetting applications and doing their fiduciary duty to represent the members of 4 County Electric as the 4 County Foundation Board of Directors. Through the generosity of you, the members, you have given back over $1.5 million back into your communities. Some examples of areas impacted are local law enforcement, volunteer fire departments, emergency agencies, and local school systems. We have placed thousands of dollars into the future of children's lives in such areas as technology equipment, after-school programs, beds for kids that don't have beds. We assist 4-H clubs, food pantries, United Ways, we support the arts, and we provide tools for first responders. Our communities are better because of each one of you. By now, I hope you see that 4 County is involved in many things. But at the end of the day, we continue to be your electric cooperative. We are good at providing communities a lot more than average because we are a lot more than an average organization. At the end of the day, we are aware that our job is to keep your lights on. And we're very proud of our accomplishments. We continue to keep rates stable by working hard to do more with less. And if you'll look around what's going on in the world today with labor and costs of goods and services and the fact that we're not raising rates, it's astounding. We continue to be good stewards of your cooperative and strive to always keep it better than we found it. We are all acutely aware of the challenges that face us worldwide. I believe we've met our challenges and we've done as better or better than anyone else could. You should be proud of all the employees and your board of directors. Please, when you see the staff and your board of directors, thank them for their service. They work long hours and tirelessly to continue to serve you. And at this time, I would like to introduce you to your Chief Financial Officer, Mr. Curtis Naiman. He's going to come up and give you the quorum and the report of mailings for the membership.
Good afternoon, and thank you for tuning in. I want to start by reporting that we do have a quorum for today's meeting. I'd like to read a letter that we received from Survey and Ballot Systems. The letter reads, "Gentlemen, this letter is to inform you that we do in fact have a quorum for the annual meeting of Fort County Electric Power Association to be held on June 3rd, 2021. We received 7,303 proxy ballots this year, and quorum exists for the purpose of electing directors, as well as for any other business to come before the meeting. Sincerely, Survey and Ballot Systems." I have here the proof of mailing from the U.S. Postal Service showing a total mailing of 38,010 ballots for our 2021 annual meeting. I'll have these proofs of mailings for inspection by any interested member. The members of the 2021 Credentials and Election Committee met earlier today to verify the count of ballots and proxies received. At today's meeting, Rob Robertson was elected chairman of the committee, and Kenny King was elected secretary of the committee. The members of this committee are listed in the annual meeting program, which is available on our website. Now I will introduce our candidates for the directorships in the order that they appeared on the ballot. The candidate for District 2, Oktibbeha County, nominated by the Committee on Nominations, is Mr. Kenny Seitz. The candidate for District 3, Clay and Monroe Counties, nominated by the Committee on Nominations, is Mr. Bruff Sanders. And the candidate for District 6, Webster and Chickasaw Counties, nominated by the Committee on Nominations, is Mr. Jay Gilliland. Mr. Kenny King, Secretary of the Credentials and Election Committee, will now come up and report the election results. Mr. King?
Good afternoon. The election process for Fort County Board of Directors involves two steps. There's a nominating committee made up of members that meets at least 60 days before the election, and according to our bylaws, this committee nominates one and only one candidate per seat to be elected. The nominees put forth by the nominating committee are then on the ballot for the upcoming election. The committee put forth the names of the incumbent directors. Names may also be placed on a ballot by the nomination by member petition process, in which case a member can get 50 valid signatures from other members. No petitions were presented this year. Therefore, only the candidates from the nominating committee were on this year's ballot. In order to properly elect a Fort County director, a quorum of 10% of the total membership and 5% of the membership of each district must be present either by ballot, proxy, or in person. Survey and Ballot Systems has certified that sufficient ballots were received to meet this quorum. The Election and Credential Committee would like to report that after a tally of the ballots received by mail, by proxy, by electronic means, and by votes today, the results of the election are as follows. For the Board of Directors, District 2, Kenneth Seitz received 6,145 votes. For Board of Directors, District 3, Bruff Sanders received 5,950 votes. For Board of Directors District 6, Jay Gillen received 5,694 votes. Mr. Seitz, Mr. Sanders, and Mr. Gillen are duly elected to the board. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Kenny King, and the work that the Credentials and Elections Committee does. It's a very important role, and thank you. At this time in our normal annual meeting, this is the point when we bring up minutes from last year's board meeting, and since we're doing it virtually, we're going to take up the minutes at next year's in-person board meeting. I'd like to take time to go over some key statistical numbers for you from us. Mr. Johnny Johnson and I have both talked to you about broadband. But in the words of the PBS show, The Reading Rainbow, don't take our word for it. We want you to hear from some of our customers.
Well, when we first got hooked up, we actually wanted to test it out and see just how good it was. So we hooked up both of our smart TVs to it and started streaming videos from them, just random videos. And we also, my kid and I, we updated our Xboxes because they had major software updates. And those software updates would normally take us anywhere from 4 to 5 days to update, and the internet did it in 20 minutes, which was completely like mind-blowing to us because they're huge gigabyte downloads and stuff like that. And it never once lagged out. I was still able to work seamlessly. My office phone actually works now, so I can actually call and talk to people from it. So it's perfect. It's been amazing so far. Having fast internet for me means that I'm gonna come up for promotion sooner in my job because I work for Regions Mortgage and I'm a processor for them. And the quicker that we can get work done, the better our numbers look. And if our numbers are high enough, we get reviewed faster. And I'm already able, even having it for a short time period, to double my numbers versus doing a file every 30 minutes. I can do a file every 10 minutes now, and that is life-changing for me and my family. I'm also able to finally share internet with my kid for him to do his distance learning because he really wants to excel at life. So he's making choices to do summer school so that he can get ahead in life. And he's able to do that and me work at the same time without it being an issue at all. So it's really helping our family out.
It's wonderful. It's so much faster. We can do so much more on it. More than one of us can use it at one time. It doesn't take forever to buffer with that stupid loading screen like we had before. And we're paying about the same as what we were paying for our other internet. I have no complaints. And anytime we have to call about anything, we immediately get talked to. We get it all straight within minutes. It's taken care of, and that is so different than what we've had before.
I mean, it's just easier to do my research for college stuff. We can actually stream movies and play games and stuff now.
The immediate impact is in our Spanish class for our students. They are really loving it because before we couldn't have a full class going at one time. And then if we were happened to be able to get on, it would spin the whole time and buffer. And sometimes it would buffer right in the middle of a lesson. Now every student can be on at the same time, no buffering. They see the full instructional video, and it's a whole lot better educational environment for them to learn in. We have a generous donor who has decided to donate a substantial amount to help buy a bunch of more Chromebooks, many more Chromebooks for our school, because we've got this, we can use them better now.
With there being no unfinished business or new business at this year's annual meeting, we're almost done. We got one more thing we need to take care of before we conclude, and that may be for some of you the most important part, and that's to give away some prizes. We have 16 prizes to give away. We're going to give away 5 Roku Ultras, 5 Lenovo Chromebooks, and 5 smart TVs, and a gently used previous 4-county fleet truck, 2010 4-door 4-wheel drive Colorado. So up on stage with me is Gemma Branning. The way we're doing this, since we have 50,000 meters, you can imagine how big of a pile of papers we would have. Our IT department has created a random software sample that picked 16 random people, and we're going to draw from those 16 names until we have no names and prizes left. Miss Gemma, the first person's going to win a Roku Ultra. Natasha Smith from Sugarlock. We will contact each of you individually later today. Miss Cynthia Perry from Sturgis. Mr. Billy Landrum from Ackerman. Miss Sarah Bedford from Mabin. Miss Teresa Land from Macon. All right, now Miss Gemma will give away the Lenovo SmartBook, Chromebooks. Mr. William Dale Manis from Ackerman. Mr. Joseph Sala from Columbus. Miles Green, also from Columbus. In case you didn't know, we're taping it to him so we can keep track of it. Tracy Hall from Columbus. Kathleen Welch from Ware. All right, now we have 5 smart TVs. Angelina Brower from Columbus. Suzanne Dressel from Starkville. Miss Sheila Wyndham from Ackerman. Mr. Heath Peoples from Starkville. Mr. Curtis Rowland from Columbus. And last but not least, the keys to the vehicle. Who do we have, Miss Gemma? Lynn Talano from Ackerman is the winner of the truck. So we will be in touch with each of you this afternoon. And as always, if there's a topic you wish we would have discussed at the annual meeting that we didn't touch on, please reach out to us. Let us know. Reach out to us at info@4county.org. Call us at 662-327-8900 or come by the office. We'd love to hear from you. Have a great day and God bless.